Hey traders, this is Blake Morrow with Trader Summit, and I have Mr. Dick Matthews with us from 1.io. It's our last meeting of the year, more than likely. Maybe not, I don't know. But but we're getting close. Dick, good to see you.
Angie,
And Merry almost Christmas.
thank you. Almost there. I've got 2 days left, two nice lunches, one dinner, two nice lunches, and then that's it. Feet up
And
and
that's a
cook for
day.
the masses. And happy days, cook for the masses.
well, as we wrap up this trading year, it's I'd rather not get your opinions about what's going to happen the next couple of weeks because most people are just kind of checking out. But I would like to talk to you a little bit about, some of your expectations into next year. But there's some developments that are rocking the energy markets as of the last couple of days. Do you want to talk a little bit about that and why it's important to you?
Yeah, I think yes, I think it's really, really interesting. Something which we've touched on over the last few months that everyone thinks mission accomplished, inflation's beaten. I think they misinterpreted slightly what Chairman Powell said. I don't think he was quite pivoty as the market wanted him to be, but they've interpreted it like that, and there's been some pushback. But I think what's happening in the Suez Canal is really, really serious from an serious from a worldwide point of view. I mean, it's just awful. The Houthi rebels doing what they think they can do, poking a tongue at America. I never think it's a wise thing to do. And to me, is a serious development. But 25% of the world's trade goes through that canal. Now, not a huge amount of oil goes through there, but I think a lot of LNG goes through there. So it affects that. It affects the prices of all commodities going through there. So I see that. And also you can see it spreading out more and affecting oil more. I think oil jumped 2% earlier this week. So I think that this actually is inflationary. And I know Michael Brown, if he's watching, will start laughing and say, "You stupid old goat, you're always talking about the old days." But it takes me right the way back to 72, 73, when I first came in the market, and you got this oil shock. Everyone thought inflation was beaten. You get an oil shock, oops, it's gone again. So I certainly in the minority, real minority on this. There's one or two guys I've been reading that take a similar view. But I think the market's got so ahead of itself. And I'll nail my colours to a flag, and I'm prepared to be shot down. I think the next move in the Fed will do is to raise interest rates. And I know I'm in the minority. Everyone's looking for drops in March. It ain't going to happen. I wouldn't be at all surprised if they raise. Unemployment's still great there. You're still creating 200,000 jobs a month. Boy.
This is something I've heard before that you've heard before as well. And maybe this is going to be the case this time around, Richard. Maybe this time isn't different. The market had it so wrong. And maybe that's something that we will be saying in 2024.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think the market's just loaded itself up. Yeah, you know better than I do that the US economy, what it's doing. But you look at the housing numbers over there. Yeah, boy, they're great. The GDP's great. Money supply is the only worry. And I've touched on that many times before. It doesn't seem to be affecting the economy that much. I just think the economy's buzzing. I can't see how you can think about dropping rates. And it may just be all these kids have grown up with zero interest rate policy, and they think we're going to go back to zero, which you're not.
Right. Yeah, that's another point. So looking ahead in 2024, I mean, here we are with U.S. equities. Well, hell, we even have the German DAX that's trading at all-time highs.
I know. How can it be?
So this is before you answer here, but these are my questions. I mean, you got the NASDAQ 100 literally tagging its all-time highs. You have the S&P that's, a hop, skip, and maybe even just a stone's throw away from all-time highs. What do you do with risk markets here? I mean, do you continue to plow into the markets? Is this thought that monetary policy is going to be easier moving forward? We've gotten past the hump of higher rates. Is that just going to continue to fuel the markets? What do you do?
Yeah, I think that people are obsessed that the next move in interest rates is down. And and let's buy equities, which is really, really strange because if you're going to, I think we talked about this last week or the week before, the only reason you're going to cut interest rates if you hit a really bumpy recession. So if you hit a recession, why would you buy equities? It's just not logical to me. And all this is doing that you get higher and higher stock markets, bonds, you're actually loosening policy. You're creating more money in the system, which people are going to spend, which is inflationary, which is more than likely going to push interest rates up. There's just to me, the logic's just screwed. Really, really bizarre.
So with that being said, obviously you're not a buyer of equities up here, but I mean, between now and New Year's, I mean, we could probably see, equity markets continue to move higher as everybody chases FOMO, if you will, into the end of the year. But what else are you looking ahead into next year? What else are you thinking?
I think it's really, looking at the big four. I suppose in a way, Japan wasn't a shock in not doing anything. I guess we probably could all have guessed that was going to happen. I think Europe is more of a basket case than I normally think it is, and that's quite an achievement. I personally think that Russia is very quietly winning the war in Ukraine, and I think that has severe implications for Poland and maybe some of the other countries, the Baltic countries over there, in terms of the threat of Russia. And I think in terms of energy, that affects Germany. So I think Europe's really, really got some problems. And then you look at good old UK. I still think that Sunak won't last much longer. I think that he'll get replaced. I've got a funny feeling that David Cameron will come back and replace him, and they'll call an election quite quickly, which the Conservatives will lose. And it's all great that inflation over here came out today. It's fantastic. It's 3.9, I think it was, that it comes out with. Yeah, but read the small print. Food price inflation is 9.2%. Yeah, 9.2%. And it's still really, really expensive. And inflation hasn't gone away here. So I think into next year, I love the dollar. I just always love the dollar. I think that the American economy is still exceptional, and there's still exceptionalism there. And I'd buy the good old buck.
Yeah. All right. Well, so it looks like that is your currency trade of 2024, or is it buy Bitcoin?
Whoa, well, I know that I've been right on Bitcoin. I think I've been right the last 2 times you've asked me. So that's 2 out of 2. And that will do for me. I will rest my case there.
Well, so well, here's the thing. You have been right about Bitcoin. There's obviously everybody's looking for an ETF approval going into the beginning of next year, and how price is going to react after that. It will be interesting. Any thoughts? Any thoughts about the euro over the sterling or vice versa?
I think, and I've said for a long time, that Europe will be the first to cut rates, and I still think they will. So I'd be a seller of the euro buying sterling purely on that. I think that they've got major problems. I think Germany is, as I said earlier, has got big problems. But if you look at Europe, including the UK, this whole area has really got some big problems, both politically and economically. But I'd look to buy sterling over the euro, and I'd buy dollars over sterling.
All right. Well, there you heard it. You heard it from Mr. Matthews from One.io. It's always so nice to see you, and I want to wish you a Merry Christmas. And if you all really enjoyed what Richard had to say here, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Give him a big thumbs up. Jump in the comments down below if you want to chat with him about any of his ideas going into this next year. But Richard, what's the best way for us to follow you?
You can follow me on LinkedIn, either at One or at Dickie Matthews. On Twitter, at One or at Dickie Matthews, or on LinkedIn. Or we just post regular updates on our website, which is One.io. And just finally, I wish everyone a very happy, peaceful, and joyous Christmas and New Year, and have a good time.
Well, I want to wish you a happy holiday season. And if we don't get an opportunity to speak next week, I know we're going to be speaking the first week of January. So, but we might have a New Year's treat for everybody
Yeah,
and
yeah. I'm
have a chat.
around.
So
I'm around. I'm certainly around next Wednesday. I'm going to football afterwards, but I'll be in full happy mode next Wednesday. So if you're around, be great to catch up.
fantastic. I think we'll do that. All right. Happy holidays to you and all of our listeners. And Richard, thank you so much for joining us today.
You're welcome. Cheers now. Bye.
Bye-bye. Hey traders, Blake Morrow here. Thanks for stopping by our YouTube channel. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Also click the bell notifications so you do not miss any of our market-related trading analysis from some of the leading industry experts. Thanks for stopping by. We'll see you in the next video.